I don't know if you all saw this. Did you see the Tom Brady roast on Netflix? I haven't finished watching it, but I watched about 80% of it. It was actually pretty funny. But speaking of Tom Brady, question I want to ask you all, if you know the answer to it, is why do athletes retire? Why do athletes stop playing? And there are only three reasons why athletes stop playing. And I'm going to tell you what the three are. And I thought of it because I saw Tom and he's finally, as he said, retired from football. So, number one reason athletes retire is physical breakdown. All right, the body, somebody said too old. Oh, okay, yeah, sometimes too old. Physical breakdown. The body just can't do it anymore. So, if you all remember Kobe Bryant, I remember his last season in the NBA, he announced before the season that this would be his final season. And unlike Tom Brady, he was actually telling the truth. He didn't come back. And one of the things that Kobe said when he announced that it would be his final season, he said, as much as mentally I want to keep playing, physically I just can't put my body through this anymore. And sometimes that's what happens with athletes. They just beat up their body for so long because the human body is not made to do what we do as athletes. Eventually they just have to walk away. So that's what happened with Kobe. He was just physically couldn't do it anymore. Tom Brady probably was close to that as well. So that's one reason athletes walk away. Second reason is lack of playing opportunity. In a team sport like basketball, regardless of how good you are, you could still end up on the outside looking in simply because not everybody can get in. There's a limit to the number of people who can be on the team. I heard this retired NBA player once say that sometimes you're the last person to find out that your career is over because the phone's not ringing and finally you get the point like, oh, okay, maybe I'm done. Maybe it's time for me to move on to the next thing. So sometimes you just can't get the opportunity. And even in individual sport like golf or tennis, you're paying all the expenses that in a team sport, the teams usually take care of. So when you travel, you're paying for the flights, you're paying for the hotels. If you get hurt, you have to pay for the doctor when you're playing an individual sport. And sometimes financially, it just catches up to you. And if you're not winning and making money in the tournaments, then you can't keep in the game. So sometimes it's just a lack of playing opportunities. The third reason is our first principle. This first principle is what we call the third day. The third day. So what makes an athlete walk away from the sport is not the fact that they are playing literally a game for a living in which people buy tickets to come and watch them play, cheer them on or boo against them, but either way, give an attention. So you can play a game for what equates to pretty much a part-time job for about 4 to 6 months out of the year. No athlete walks away from the game because we get tired of that. What we get tired of is everything that you don't see on TV. All the trainings, all the practices, all the workouts, all the ice baths and all the hot tubs. We get tired of doing all of that stuff. That's the stuff that starts to beat up the body and break down the body and also break down the mind. Now, let me give you an example here that maybe many of you can relate to personally. How many of you, and you can either just say me in the chat if I'm referring to you here, how many of you have ever taken a little bit of a hiatus from working out and from exercise and then you came back? If you ever done that, you've taken a little break, you didn't work out for a while, but then you eventually got back into it. Put me in the chat if you've done that. Okay, so a lot of you. We got a lot of workout vacationers in the event today. All right, perfect. So let me tell you what happens when you come back. All right, and if any of you have had this experience, then you can confirm or you can deny. So on your first day, when you come back, you're really excited because again, working out is voluntary. It's not like anybody made you do it. You chose to do it. You got the new workout gear from Lululemon. I always mess up saying that. Lululemon, that's how you say it, right? You got the workout sneakers from Nike that you bought yourself for Christmas last year that you knew you would eventually break in. You have a new personal trainer you hired. You have a 25 pack of boot camp classes. You're really excited. You're ready to go. And your trainer knows your situation. They know that you haven't worked out in a while. So let me tell you something that I know from being on the inside because I've worked in fitness facilities before. Whenever a trainer is working out a new member of the gym, especially someone who hasn't worked out in a while and they're getting back into it, our job is to kick your butt so bad in that first workout just to show you how bad you need us, how bad you need the gym. We want you to understand how out of shape you actually are. So the trainer is going to kick your butt in that first workout and you're going to drag yourself home after that workout or drag yourself to the car and you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to say, hey, I'm doing this. Because again, you chose this. You volunteered to do this. Now, the second day, you got a little bit of soreness. You got soreness in half of your body because you haven't worked out in a long time. And now you just went in the gym and jumped right into it and the trainer pushed you further than they even needed to push you just to show you how much you need this.